Hello again, everyone. For this video, I'm going to put fingernail polish on glass. I'm using gel nail polishes, and regular nail polishes from different companies, different brands. Earlier, I did some plastic wine glasses, and they turned out really well if you let them dry completely. Let me show you. It doesn't come off. It kind of gives it some type of a texture. I think it etches it underneath. Like if I was to peel this off, if I could, once it's dry, you can't really peel it. It'll still have that effect in an etch, but not with the color. But they turned out really, really well. So we're going to try with the glass, and I need to stop saying so I'm going to actually try to do that throughout the duration of this video. Try not to say again. So these are the stencils that I chose. Oh, let me share something with you real quick. From what I understand is, and that's the reason why I made this Williams, and I made it before. From what I understand is that if my dad would have gotten his dad's last name, then I would have been a Williams. So that's why we need to stop messing up the bloodlines. He had to take his mom's last name. But yes, I would have been a Williams. So I chose this one, Wonder Woman without the circle and the stars, Falcons again, and Icy Girl. I'm going to try to do two-tone. Put it on the same glass, but front and back. And these are the glasses that I have for this particular project. 2 blues and a turquoise or a green. So I'm going to go ahead and get the stencils on and start painting. I'm going to try not to just paint one color. But before I do anything, I have to wash the glasses off with alcohol. I have all of the stencils on. Since this is the reverse plotting, where you take out the center instead of just leaving it on the glass, so the bubbles really don't matter as long as you don't have bubbles in the area, the carved out area to be painted. Because I have quite a few bubbles, because the way these glasses are shaped and the stencils are shaped, they just don't go on smoothly. Maybe if I was doing smaller letters, like if it was an event or a fair, but I have these big pictures on here. I basically just want to see if the fingernail polish adhere and is durable and stays on. So what I'm going to do is start painting one of them, probably this one, because I'm going to try to do two-tone. Well, I am going to do two-tone. I'm going to paint one of them on camera, and then I'm just going to paint the rest of them and come back on camera after I let them dry overnight, and reveal the final results, because I don't want this video to be that long. So I'll be using gray. It's gotten kind of dark. Let me turn another light on. Gray and blue for one side, and then white and a lighter blue for the other side. So I turned on another light that's lighter. Okay, so I think I'm going to do Icy Girl white and the girl herself blue. Just basically going to just paint on the stencil, all over the stencil. Just don't go outside the stencil, above the stencil, or below it on the glass. And when you finish, put 2 coats on, and when you finish, make sure that you look inside to make sure that everything is covered. So I'm going to put a coat on and then let it dry for a few minutes as I paint the other ones and come back and do a second coat. 2 coats are usually sufficient. Let's see, we'll use this blue. Coat look kind of thin. I have to make sure. Not sure how many this is going to need. See if you can see inside. So I'll go ahead and finish painting and I'll come back. So I have this one all done. I really had to pile that gray on thick. I'm hoping that it works well, and I'm hoping that that blue, look like I still don't have that gray covered. See, that's not how that's supposed to be. Everything's supposed to be filled in, and I'm hoping that the blue, now this one looks pretty good, hoping that the blue turns out okay on this blue. And the reason why I think that if I let this dry overnight, even though it's piled on pretty thick, even though I need to put a little more in this area, I think that if I let it completely dry, that it'll be okay, because this is just a glass that I made some marks on. This is actually etched with etching cream, but this I kind of like put polish on, and I was messing around with it before it dried. But this is like after it dried, and it's been on here for like a couple of weeks, and it is like on, I mean, I can't even find a spot to pick a chip any off of. All these chippings I made before it was completely dry. So I'm hoping that it turned out well. I'm going to go ahead and finish painting all the rest of them, and then letting them dry overnight, and we'll find out soon. Okay guys, so I have all the stencils on, and I really found myself having to really put the fingernail polish on pretty thick to make sure that everything is covered from the inside. And I guess these bubbles do make a difference, because I can see that I'm going to have a little bit of runoff, like right there. Let's see how this one, that one looks pretty good. And this one looks pretty good. Did the boss up in silver. It's covered pretty well. It's kind of coral. And this one have quite a few runoffs, quite a few bubbles, if you can see in there. But I think I need to make the vinyl a little smaller. This one looks pretty good. But like I said, I just want to make sure and just see if it'll adhere. So the next time you hear my voice again, I'll actually be taking the stencils off to reveal the final product. But this is going to dry overnight. Okay, so they have been drying for like over 12 hours, like 13, 14 hours. Let's see how it goes. Hope I didn't put too much polish on and it just peels it off with the stencil. Oh, goodness. I'm going to peel this one off. on camera. And then I'll peel the rest of them off and get all of the, do all the plotting. Oh, I think that's dead good. Yeah, if you let it dry for at least 12 hours. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so we can see that if you watched any of my other videos, that gel nail polish has to say gel, works on the plastic cups, plastic wine glasses. And the regular, any other regular polish, gel regular, works on glass. But you have to let everything dry. I don't know where that came from. Oh, that's just coming from, okay, that's coming from what was on the stencil. So I'm going to go ahead and peel these off and plot out what needs to be plotted. And if this is just your first time watching my video, I'll show you what I mean by plotting out what needs to be plotted real quick. See the R? And over here on the C. And if you can see inside, she has 2 spots over here in her arms I need to get out. Oh, so I'm very happy with the fingernail polish. So you can use any nail polish on glass and plastic gel nail. So I will finish. Oh, that turned out so nice. I'm so happy with that. And let's touch it real quick. You can scrape your fingernail across it. I mean, you don't want to, but yes, yes, yes. Nice. So I'll go ahead and finish them all, and then I'll come back and show you all of them. I'm just so excited, so I just wanted to show you. And I just wanted to peel one more on camera for you. This is the silver boss up. I hope it turned out too. Oh yeah, they're turning out nicely. But I don't think if it's not dry completely, then you'll definitely have a problem. Is that part of this? I'm going to get all the stencil part off. But yes, it's working on out. I'll be right back. So these are the results, and I am very, very happy with them. I think you can see it better with the I think that the longer you allow it to dry, the better, because that glass that I showed you that had just like the little fingernail polish on it, that was like after a week. Let me show you. I don't want to run I can run my finger across this, my fingernails, and nothing happens, but I don't want to just try to scrape it off. I mean, that don't make sense to just try to scrape it off. But I think that if it dried for 2 or 3 days, it'll cure even more. But what I'm going to do next is get some actual glass paint. Well, I have 2 markers, but you have to bake it. And I'm just going to go ahead and try the baking method. And I think once I get that, I think I'll be perfected every method. And then I'll be definitely ready to take my business to another level. But yes, I'm very happy with how this turned out. Thank you again. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Please like, share, and subscribe.